There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers are giving us here the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Clay Palace, who make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamu. And he's no money, and Muaye, yo. And he love our Muaye,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
To all of you, our dear channel listeners, our followers, our viewers, and that are our supporters, those of you who always burning your little catch, your little 1 or 2 cent, always supporting us, looking forward, in fact, to the work that we do here, because you feel that the media have to be supported, because the media go through a lot. There are a lot of things that we go through. There are a lot of information that we bring straight to your doorstep. There are so many things. Sometimes we take risks. In fact, every day, not even sometimes. Every day of our lives, we take risks just to get you informed. Some of you sit very in your little quiet, calm, and sometimes you worry about us. Sometimes it causes, the mind. Sometimes you think that, yes, the politicians or some of our people from the society, maybe they may not like what we do here, or maybe what the media is exposing, So sometimes you also feel sorry for us. Sometimes you worry a lot about us, because it's not easy to be fighting. It's almost like you are fighting terrorists. You don't even know, say. They're good and bad. It's not easy. For the good to fight the bad, and for the good to be successful, or maybe to succeed, is difficult. And how we're looking today. Because anything you do, at the end of the day, you got to go back to the society. And the society too, you have other people who may not like what you be saying, other people who may not like what you be doing. And at the end of the day, some people call a speech, they're my family members, just because of politicians. And the politicians, their children are getting rich. The livelihood of their children are all set up. Their children are riding all of the best of cars, living, traveling back to back. Well, some people can speak to us. Some people call us speech just because of what we do here. some of our closer friends, people with us before, we used to eat together, we share phone, you know, we have all of the best of time, but they all cut off speech just because they love the politicians, they love the political party more than the country. So at the end of the day, they found a way to cut off speech from people. They have beyond politics. Let me tell some of you today, most of our people with hatred, these people who have hate in them, they have beyond politics because they're not able to just come physically. You know, they can tell you, maybe they don't like you, maybe they have issues with you. So the best way to go is to have beyond the political parties, to have beyond the politicians and say them on own. You know, but again, help us share the show, people. Those of you who are joining, good evening to all of you. Polare Moses Lago, thank you for joining us. My good friends and brother Robert Fasulu Jackley, thank you for joining us. CD Shatama Edmond, thank you for joining us. It's not easy. The way we do here is not easy, people. I mean, we think it's not. It's tough. Yeah. Now I know now that he gonna enjoy that we put our neck on the chopping board, or we say, oh, if I will choose, it's not easy. It's very, very tough. Yeah, it's tough. If any kind of way you go, people have issues. Any kind of way you go, people have issues. That's a fact. But again, good evening. We sincerely apologize for yesterday for what happened due to the weather. Last evening, we were not able to bring you the show, and we received a couple of calls from most of you followers, those of you who always are in front on our back. You want to hear us, you want to know exactly what Sktv will say, what in the basket, because for us here, we don't have, in fact, we always have our saying that we don't carry frock for beetle passion. And how we look, you like it or not. So, and that's our strength. But again, good evening to all of you here, Maurice Ducle, Chairman Ducle, good evening. To all of you, Alfonso, TC, my good friend and brother, good evening to you. So today is Wednesday, it's ladies' night. For a matter of fact, it's May week, having to be the 15th of April. So the month of April are already divided into two. Some of you already, we have 15 more days to go, and we already swallowed 15 days. I know some of you, you are wondering, you are asking yourself as to where are we as people? Where is the train heading? Is the train lost control? Because this, I think, will be asking you today. But help us share the show first, man. What are the train lost complete control? Because sometimes, look, sometimes when you're moving and you lost maybe control of the wheel or so, that's when you bump into accident. You hear the thing, oh, the accident. Sometimes you hear about accident, right? So where are we as country? Especially when it comes to the rescue train. As a rescue train lost control, or are they still on course? Because we already enter into year 3, or in fact, half mark rather, half mark into year 3 already. Yesterday, show more with you join us, Mr. Dishu, setting up behind the scene. James, thank you for joining us. Prince J. Yum, thank you also for joining us. Please give us a like, comment, and share. So we're receiving this latest information from the Liberia National Police that Liberia National Police arrest and charge woman for false kidnapping claim. Yes, indeed. The life is not easy. The life is tough. People looking for all kinds of ways to survive or to get properly attention, to do everything so anything you think about will happen. So they said police charge woman for false kidnapping claim. The Liberia National Police, or the NNP for short, has formally charged Miss Amity Dean, yes, Dean, a 26-year-old Liberian and resident of Painesville City, with the commission of the crimes of false statement and false report to law enforcement officials in violation of Chapter 12 of Chapter 12.31 and 12.33 of the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia, The suspect is currently pending court trial. Ms. Dean was initially reported missing on April 2nd, yes, of this month, 2026, and subsequently reappeared on April 4th, 2026, claiming she had been abducted by unknown individuals in an unidentified vehicle. During police interrogations, Ms. Dean admitted that the kidnapping claim was fabricated and misleading. She pleaded for mercy, acknowledging that the report was false. The Liberia National Police urges the public to refrain from making false reports as such actions divert for critical resources and the undermine public safety efforts. Indeed, I agree with the Liberia National Police 100% that we had to stop some of other any kind of habit of job. You know, these are things that when the police is doing, then some of us will be able to, commend the police for a job well done and so forth, because there are a lot of people out there who lie, who say all kinds of things and do things that are not good for our society just because they want to get that little attention, because they want for the public to know that. And this lady, according to information, she having to be twin, she and her sister. I think she said she was coming from somewhere around the Habet belt when that incident happened. You know, one thing I like about the public, that we can all be telling our people out there. Anything you do, it's just that the public sometimes they can be biased, especially when it comes to the politicians. That's the only difference, that's the only issue I have with them. But the public, they are the real group of jurors that when they say this happen, they say this one the lie. You go up, you come down the lie. And that's true. When the lady after explaining back to back, yeah, Mr. Dishu, I will soon join you quickly. Ahmed Hammer, good evening. Sidiki Trawe, James David, and the rest of you, David Williams. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Help us share the show, people. Yeah, Mr. Dishu, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Milburn, and to the listening audience, including Monk, who has joined us today. I missed him for the last time. I hope we have a healthy discussion, because the Wahala in Liberia is too much. The Wahala can't finish. And we have to point out some of the things that are causing chaos and eroding our integrity as a nation. So until we go further, I will be willing and to express myself from the angle of what we see, how we feel it, and what we believe should be done correctly.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Dishu. Monk, I don't know whether you set up, whether you're fresh and ready. Are you okay? If you're okay, then good evening and welcome. Good afternoon to you, Monk. Monk, we are not getting you. Maybe check the Mac, or better still, check your gadgets. Yeah. Yes, in fact, you are far better now. At least good to go.
I said, well, welcome. I mean, it's good to be here. Today is Wednesday, midweek edition of the Sktv. I've been gone for a couple of days, but at least I had some free time today. A lot of stuff happening in the country. We're going to be asking some critical questions today to some of the opposition leaders. I have never seen this kind of I don't know how to describe it politically or from a democratic standpoint, or for leadership, for old men like Joseph Boakai with all the experience. The country is sitting on the time bomb, and I keep warning you guys on this show every time. Everywhere you see little thing that happen, it result to a crisis, and there is protest here, home demolition exercise. You want to remove a certain lawmaker, border issues, people that live in bordering towns and villages, they are on the edge. They don't know they cannot get any real signal from their own leader. It would take just one event that would tip the whole country into a tailspin, and I can make that prediction here. It's just a matter of time. I'm not calling for people to destabilize the country, but you can see it. You can see the tension brewing every single day, the discontent from the people, market, women, students. I have never seen Liberia being this disorganized and disoriented in a long period of time. and that you got so many things happening on multiple fronts, and yet you cannot get people to address the situation. But yet we keep playing politics. It's almost like maybe, like I keep using something called the rubber band theory. The rubber band, when you hold the rubber band to yourself, it has its own elasticity. There is a point that the rubber band won't stretch; it will come back to hit you. It's the same thing happening in Liberia. You got people in the position of power that keep poking their fingers into the face of the Liberian people. You keep abusing them. At a certain point in time, they will bounce back. And when they bounce back, then we always suffer it. I hope we don't reach to that point, but it seems like the president and his able-bodied lieutenant, that's the path they are trying to trail, They keep doing this thing. They think that they are in power, that they are untouchable, that they can do anything they want because they are in power. Whether it's about removing people illegally, whether it's tribalistic politics, whether it's about the abuse of the constitution and power, it's every single day. And I know it's not if it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when before something goes down in Liberia. And I will keep telling you guys on the show. And I want to be on the record for saying that as well. So I'm here. A lot of things happening, but we'll go further into the discussion later. Ali,
yes, indeed. Thank you, Mark. There are a lot of things happening, like you said. So many things happening. People, agitations, frustrations, and the economy and all of the situations. So that's why when you heard me from the beginning of the show, I was asking us, so what are the rescue, lost, or maybe a truck, or maybe whether they are still on course, or maybe the train got lost control or something happened. Maybe these are things that we will be delving into today, and thank God for even raising some of these things. Yes, but Ali is here also. Ali, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. What's up, my dear brother?
Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon, Mr. Dishu. Good afternoon, Mom. And good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. Glad to be here this afternoon. Yes.
Wonderful. It's good. Indeed, my brother. Liberia is good. We're good to go. Like all of you just said, thank God that we are fresh and ready. Those of you who are watching, please help us share the show. Like more always say, help us give us a like, comment, and share. So we begin. Sorry that yesterday we were not able to come on due to weather conditions and so forth. But today we're here. And Mark, yesterday was a day set aside for the Student Unification Party, Better State Soup. Mind you, they've been talking about their planned protest about jobs and other justice. And yesterday, they met with a lot of resistance coming from the Liberia National Police, firing tear gas. Some of the students were headed scattered, and later on, they had to regroup and so forth. And also with the Yeke Koruba stuff still continue on today. And Yeke Koruba was seen today before the committee that are responsible to investigate him, including his lawyers. I think there were a few questions that were asked. Then after that, later on, the committee from the House of Representatives asked the lawyers to be out, that in fact Yeke Koruba should be the one answering instead of they answering. And when Yeke Koruba said no, the lawyers can be out while in. So either way, you want to be speaking through the lawyers. And I think that happened. And after that, later on, he left. And we're still waiting. There's a lot of accusations, allegations, so forth, pertaining to Yeke Koruba removal or being expelled from the House of Representatives. And the 10 days that were given to the House of Representatives, I think to the mark, either the 3 of the 10 days that were given, but I don't know how come the Yeke Koruba issue are becoming like part of the entire 10 days. That's one of the things that are surprising. In fact, our people, they are concerned about the president having 10 days, and the 10 days should be issue driven, like the border issues, especially as to how far we're going to happen, and the supplementary budget that the president also talked about and sent into the House. And there are other sectors of the government that have also been giving money. At least, in fact, the president also gave 600,000 from the $45 million supplementary budget to the armed forces of Liberia, also for recruitment. So all of these things, Mark and Mr. Dishu and that of Brother Ali, these are happening back home. Lemon said our country indeed is stressful, or is stressed indeed, because economically our people, so many people will say they are living in destitute. Their life, the living conditions of our people I don't think this is what the rescue government came to power for. But again, we'll go more deeper. So far, so good, Mark. Brother Aliu and Mr. Dishu. Maybe we can start with the protest on yesterday with the Student Unification Party. And I think today I saw Mr. Cummings also having his own take. This video also, I saw the video. Maybe we'll play that later on. Maybe I have our say. Also, when it comes to the opposition, like you said, yes, indeed, the oppositions are think from all indications, maybe they are gearing up behind the scene. That's what people are saying. But as far as we are concerned, we haven't seen the tough talking opposition that we saw yesterday. We haven't seen that today. But go ahead, Monk, or Brother Ali, or maybe Mr. Dishu. So far, so good.
Yeah, Mr. Dishu, go first. We do seniority here. The old hand go first. And then we can do the round table. Except you busy, then we'll skip to Ali.
Well, thank you for the recognition. What I would say about the protest, I watched part of it on social media, and what I've got to realize was that the students had already told the public and the world ahead of time the timing that they were going to do the particular protest. If government had any other kind of objection, I think they were sort of informed them do not come out. But they were serving their civil duty. They went out to protest, and we have gotten to realize that the police took a different side of their protest. I believe that their protest was genuine, protesting for job, and most of the students that I got to realize in 19 that were arrested, 3 or 4 of them were in the same class. So if you're preparing to graduate next year, you have no hope for the future, there's something that you have to ask your government to address. And I believe that the police took the wrong side of this whole particular protest, thinking that the children are going to outpower them or going to cause some disturbance. And the action that they took, they have gotten to realize that the instruction did not come from the hierarchy of the police. That was said last night on Spoon Show by the Anthony that's representing the students that have been detained. And what is happening now is that what he told the public was that the instructions did not come from the hierarchy. So they're going to have an internal investigation into why the police took side or why they acted in how they acted at that particular time. That's on the protest.
Well, yes. Mark, yeah.
Ali can go. If he's there.
Yeah, the protest, this protest, even though for me, I didn't really follow it yesterday to really know what was happening. Well, I just saw some videos on social media how people were being arrested and throwing in a pickup and what have you. And I don't really know what's happening in the country because these same police, they serve under the past administration for 6 years. We didn't see them being that brutal and so violent on people. Why this time around? And like what Mr. Dishu just said, I just hearing that their action yesterday, they didn't take instruction from the IG, which is Gregory Coleman. They went on doing their own thing yesterday, tear gassing people and arresting people in that kind of horrible manner and chunking them in a car, taking them to prison. So what going to be the action of the IG on this police officer? Because anything they do, everybody will say, oh, Gregory Coleman. Today, anything happening in Liberia will say Joseph Boakai, and you, the head of the Liberia National Police. If these people action what they did yesterday, they didn't take instruction from you. So we wait to see what they are going to do to this officer and those that are already behind bars. But this is not something good for our country because everything that happened, the international community, the world is watching. they have journalists all over in the country. We have embassies and things. Or these things, they are not good for our country. People will be thinking, the people there is like they into war, or they still had the mentality after everything that they went through, and they are still brutal on their own people. I don't think this is something good for our country. And the police IG, like I said, we'll wait and see what he's going to do in this matter. If those people they didn't take instruction from him, we will know the way in which he's going to handle the situation. Thank you.
Well, for me, I haven't been following a lot of issues lately. Been so busy here. But the one thing I can say is I can see the tension brewing everywhere. It's not only with the students. And the one thing I want to remind our students is it's very simple. In politics, it's not every disagreement is a threat, and not every obstacle requires confrontation. We got so many pressing fundamental issues facing our country, whether it's about job, whether it's about investment. That's why we go to the ballot box to go and cast our ballot. That's why you got to do your calculation before you can vote for a candidate. You always don't want to regret your decision in the democracy. That's why you want to take your feelings and emotions from things and vote with your conscience. So on the issue of job, I don't know. I mean, is there a constitutional right to protest? My only fear in Liberia when it comes to protest is the fact that when you protest for almost everything, the day something major happen in the country, then people, you already water down the momentum of your protest. We can't keep protesting for every little thing. Something we just got to let slide. We got to be very selective when it comes to outrage against a sitting government. And that's where I think the student, they went wrong. But it wasn't surprising for me between the IG, the communication line between his police, the individual within the police, and that of the hierarchy within the police. The last time I checked, with the IG making recommendation to lawmakers to come after another lawmaker. That never happened anywhere in human history except in my country. So this is not strange. But like I said, we need to be very selective in our outreach so that when we say we are protesting for something, it can gain the attention of the entire nation rather than these little sporadic protests here and there. At the end of the day, you don't achieve anything, because if you cannot get the number to move the needle in politics, then the action is almost like of no use. That's some of the reason I always refer to Yeke like, you know what? I love your advocacy. You fight all the time, but sometimes you have to be very selective in picking your battle. You cannot go after everything, because at a certain point in time, when something major is happening, then people don't know how to coalesce around you because they've been so, like I said, you water down the momentum of the advocacy you are pushing. So that's what happening with the protest. But there are a lot happening apart from the opposition leader. I saw something already from Tewan Gonglo, and maybe we'll talk about that also. And I saw a video from the political leader of the ANC talking about some of the model and stuff. I think I saw it earlier in the day. But I don't know, maybe what you got, how you schedule your show today, and then we can take it apart one by one to cover the first hour of the show.
Yeah, so with the protest issue, I think all of you, let me just chip in quickly on that. That you were talking about, or maybe the size or the number or so forth. I think sometimes when you protest, don't only have to be about the kind of size. It's just about the message and how well they're going to send the message out. Because mind you, though, you're not going to wait for thousands of people. If so, then by this time, then I think then Liberia is a little bit far, because most of our people, they can only come for political rallies. Sometimes you see thousands of people coming out, sometimes like for political rallies. They go for this thing like one of the newer political party, the future, where one person carries 750 persons, for political rally. But they know these things. They don't want to talk. Some of them, they don't want to stand up. Some of them, they fear tactics and so forth. They fear that maybe that when they go to the place, what's going to happen next? What's going to, all of these things. Like, for example, even the ANC before they have their retired suffering rally. Good. And other people didn't go, people go, and that was good. So for me, it's not just about the size of the numbers or maybe the numbers and so forth, but the people that want to stand up and the people that want to talk for the right thing, let them continue to talk and let them continue to stand up. The only thing is the Liberia National Police should be able to exercise restraint. My brother, sometimes these are some of the reasons that our people are always afraid to come out, because they feel that instead of their own security protecting them, the security will go against them. I don't know whether it's anger issues. I don't know whether they are bitter with the citizens, or I don't even get it. I don't know whether it's frustration, or maybe, oh, that you people that voted for the leader, and that why they treating all of us the way they are treating us. So if we will vent the anger on you people, I don't get it more. That yesterday, that protest would have been one of the best protests. The students, it is their right, as Mr. Tishu said, to protest for jobs, because what kind of person would be out of high school? You got nothing to do. You go to college first semester, or maybe first you not go to all of the time. You move from sophomore, you go to all of the steps. Even in your senior year, you're not able to get a piece of job to do. It's frustrating. So it is a right for people to stand up and to protest. What are the two? What are the three? What are the even one person that have that message? Let them stand up and for the right thing. The only thing, don't disturb other people. Don't go in the way of other people, and let the law be able to protect each and everyone. I think our security, they have to do better. Let me be frank. Now, when you go to some of the live scene yesterday, most of the comments were, how can you people not go in Guinea to go and talk about the border issue, but you are here beating on peaceful citizens? So that's wrong. That's bad. I don't think that's the right way to go. So that must start our entire protest business. And I'm urging all Liberians, if you have issues, stand up. The reason why the foreign people continue to treat us the way they are treating us more, even our own Liberian here, is who will stand up, who will talk. It's not everything about politics. Sometimes people see this thing as only politics. Only politicians should come out and group people together and go and protest. No. Even to job places, Monk, you want to talk, other people will be there to be saying all kinds of things. So at the end of the day today, you see people have been treated anyhow. People treat people because few group of people will be one side, the other group of people will be on another side. There's no unity. So again, that's it. But let's move on to the
maybe 1 minute. And you see, for me, this is why I'm not interested in sending anybody to university in Liberia. Like all my nephews, I can always tell them, when you graduate, find something to go do. Let me send you to some kind of vocational school. Go and learn something, because you go to University of Liberia, you there spending 5, 6, 7 years, you even graduate, no job. Then at the end of the day, you look for wheelbarrow, you be selling in wheelbarrow, selling cold water, this all kind of funny thing. I think it is better you graduate from high school, go and learn some trade. Like here, people going to school, you in high school, you learning different things, they bringing it into schools now. I think Liberia we need to be doing the same thing. Because today people graduate from UL, AM East, or Stella Marie, Cottington. People are graduating from colleges, no job, nothing they get to
no
do.
job,
No job at all.
nothing.
You see? So everybody just want to be politician, let have lawmakers. They are not even said there to say, oh yeah, let's make laws that will impact our people life. Let's sign concession. We have people here graduating from colleges every night. Then let's see how we can create jobs. Let the government, you there to create avenue. And let investors come in so your people can work. Who they just get the youth doing nothing when people make it, they say, let them go find something to do. Let them go find something to do. Who just want to be protesting? Who just want to be sitting to Hataya Center, be discussing politics? You see, and this is why I can always tell people, you want to go to a university, that's fine. For me, I don't have interest in it, because it's just a waste of time. That's just what I can tell people.
Let me come in 1 second on the issue. Tell me to chime in, then I can give you the credit.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Okay.
Maybe everything we discuss happened like brother. We choose a different kind of a model as to how we cover national issues here. We talk about the most important thing that impact the everyday Liberian lives, right? I keep telling folks on this one, you got to reimagine education. The whole world is changing. Going to college or university is now a guarantee you're going to get a job anywhere in the world. You only increase your chances of getting a job if you are educated, you get formal education. We keep saying it. In Liberia, the vast majority of you do political science, business administration. You don't have job in the country. You don't have investment coming to the country. You don't have a thriving private sector. You look at the LU poll of 5,000 students this year, more than 4,000 of them will come from business college. How many businesses you seen like bro investors coming to open businesses? Even when they come, what are the chances that you will get a job? We told you guys, look out for skills, some vocational skills, something that is marketable, something that can put food on your table. Even if you don't have a job, at least you are still anticipating that something will come your way, but at least you will be marketable. You will get a hands-on skill. Do you know what it means? Someone took 7 to 8 years of their life to get a bachelor's degree in business administration or sociology, only to be pushing wheelbarrow and selling rice. So if you have put 2 years in some technical training, whether industrial plumbing or auto mechanic or something, at least you will get 1 or 2 contracts. It's not guaranteed you make money, but at least you will get something coming through. They got people. You don't have to come to the US. You got some relatives here. You can go to places like Ghana. You can get advanced skill and come and be marketable. Roofing, all these things. But our people, I don't know. I mean, the young generation, I don't know how they really see the whole thing about education, the liberal art university thing. It's not going to help you. Even in the Western world now, people are transitioning. People go into artificial intelligence, they go into cybersecurity, they go into industrial plumbing. An industrial plumber make $90,000 a year in America.
Yes.
Way more than some master's degree in some colleges based on the field. And just because you get a college degree does not necessarily mean that you got a license to do better in life. You still have to go out there and compete. And where the competition will come from your hands-on experience, the kind of experience you gather in the industry, the more you learn, the more.
And that's where most of them can be competing. Yes, and that's where most of them can be complaining. In fact, how they have BSc, they have the other one, and someone who just out of high school, maybe one have the kind of or 3, the person making more money than them. First of all, yeah, because the person skill is far different from yours.
Yeah. On the job side, it's not about what you know, it's about what you can contribute to the business. If somebody was to go and do cybersecurity, it's a hard field. If somebody was to go and do data science, it's a hard field. If somebody was to go do industrial drafting, that's a hard field. You think you go do a war history, it's will pay you according to the men who did industrial plumbing? You and I men who are more valuable to society. So it's the market that is going to pay you. It's not a kind of a degree or the level of education you attain. You get master's degree, yeah, or you get PhD, but you getting African American study. How many people in the world need African American study when all the information is online today? Anybody can read and check up anything that they want to check up. If you don't have marketable skills, you won't get better job, and when you get better job, you won't get income. So we don't live now in knowledge economy. We live in the hands-based economy. You got to be marketable. You got to have second kind of a skill. I'm talking about in-depth industrial skills that will add value to yourself. So going to a university is never guaranteed you're going to get jobs. So that whole protest thing about job, that's why we told you folks, the problem in Liberia is not political, it's economical. If you cannot get a leader that understands the global economy, you will protest until the return of Christ and nothing will happen in the country. That's just why it is.
I think you said it all right, Monk. I think you went down to the business and the follow-up of why these things are happening in Liberia. But in Liberia, justice is not merely applied on evil. It has become a systematic thing to protect all of those people who are rich. And it has become something that normalization of the unjust precedents. Now we've been talking about your precedent business. This is a serious thing that coming to hinder the future of our country. Remember, we were looking for a precedent during the arsenal at the Capitol building. Remember, we were looking for a precedent after Cummings problem. Remember, we were looking for precedent cases after a whole lot that happened in Liberia. We wanted precedent cases, and we all were setting up to see what were going to be the opinion of the court and how we're going to serve for the future. Now we've been having serious problems. We see a lot of loopholes that have been happening in the precedent cases. I'll bring Yeke case as one. I think we have had other people that have made more declaratory remarks to have put our government into chaos at a particular moment. Remember when Dylan said that he was going to stone the presidential vehicle or something like that, and other people had made other statements, including the secretary of the from the mansion, Fofana Kamara, when she made the statement. All of that was never put into things. So I believe that we have a form of selective justice, and it has set a precedent that will not serve right for the future, because all of these opinions that are being given now in favor of party, in favor of the elites, in favor of these people, are not giving good precedents to set for the future of tomorrow. Because tomorrow, if these same cases happen, and we have to go back into time to check out what happened, we'll find out that even if you want to give the right answer in the future, but it will be blocked by the precedent case that have been set during the wrong days. So how we're going to change that thing is one of the things I wanted to discuss about also. Thank you.
Wonderful, that's good. So Lemon said job, job, job. And according to our president, but then when you're in opposition, you talk about job, 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 that indeed by the time that he become president, in fact, you were even asking the voters, I think sometime somewhere in Bukana, Grand Bassa, that today what day? And the people say, I think they call the day, is it today is the day, say, okay, few days from now on, there will be elections, and we want you to vote so that your life can change, so that our mothers, our sisters won't be going to market. When they go to the market, nobody there to buy nothing. Our children won't be out of school. But all of these things are happening. So that's why some of us we're asking the question, Mr. Dishu, even though we chip in with on the stuff, but it's they train very on course, because sometimes the most said, some of the politicians, when they're in opposition, they lie to the people that they have the solution to Liberia problem, and which of course the problems out there, they are all glaring, they are all shining like there's so many gold that our people, in fact, people are carrying back to back, or there's so many diamonds around there. But at the end of the day, when they come to power, they deviate from all of the promises, all of the things that they talk about, only to start to go to things that are not even part of the entire plan. And let me just quickly, before I turn over to you people, that happened to the CDC. When CDC took over, the first thing, Honorable, in fact, Representative Moses Akara's grave, and that of Thomas' father, but then he was one of the high-ranking officers of the CDC. By them, they planned a removal. Sorry. They planned a removal of Cabinet Janet, and which of course they did, and that really, really troubled the CDC by them in the first year of the CDC. That troubled the CDC, and we see the same pattern though. Even though the CDC came to power by then, they talk about better the level of their people, only to deviate from what they were voted for to another thing. We see the same format, Mr. Tishu, Monk, and that about you. Today, Thomas' father, who once upon a time was part of the removal of Cabinet Janet, today is the same Thomas' father now, who is Deputy Speaker, and they're also on the OK Morning Drive, also talk about go up and come down when Boyaka Koruba will be punished, whether it will be expelled, or maybe expulsions, or whether you'll be removed or you'll be punished, but something will happen to Honorable Yeke Koruwa, according to the Deputy Speaker. Are we going back to the same thing that when the people, after wasting all of their energy and time voting for the politician when they come to power, they deviate from everything and start to bring confusions, bring tensions, unnecessary things that are not even part of their plan, everything. So let's move back to the Yeka Koruba stuff, Monk, and Mr. Dishu and Brother Aliu. What you people have to say when it comes to all the different happening in the rescue government with Yeka Koruba?
I believe that the group of representatives has a clout within their setting. It's a clout, you know. If many people who don't know the meaning of clout, I think you should look out in the dictionary and find it out, because that's what characterized the group of politicians as representative within that setting of the House of Representatives. I watched the overall thing that happened this morning with Yeke. They asked Yeke to bring his representative, and he cannot carry anybody else. He have to carry lawyers. He carried 2 lawyers, and they opened up the questionings, and they made a statement of why and how they wanted to do that thing. When Yeke lawyer wanted to rebut or make a statement, rather, she was told that in what she came for, she would not be able to get it because they had already planned on how they were going to do their investigation and how the outcome was going to come out, because already planned. And the lawyers that accompanied Yeke would just be there to only hear what they have to say. And I think that was very wrong. So they requested to leave, and they left. And Yeke got up and said that he couldn't say anything much because he was brought in by his lawyer to at least for his lawyer to address the issue on his behalf. But since that was not granted, he preferred to leave out and let them do what they wanted to do. And when they left, the head of this thing, Mr. James Collette, made it known to the public that whatever that was said within that thing, they had the last say because it's the House rules. And anything constitutional, anything legitimate on the legal side will not be tolerated within their setting. So I want to, I'm asking myself the question, where do we stand when it comes to our constitutional law, statutory law, and the laws that are blending within these settings, like the Senate and the House of Representatives? How much does it apply to one that is being pointed out or being selected out of one to have this thing done to him? I believe it's selective justice, and the foundation of a thriving democracy, it lies in the Constitution. It is essential that we adhere to the Constitution of Liberia, you know. So that secretary thing, he causing people, what the statement he made, why didn't they get the Fofana lady on a statement and compare to see which one of them were more detrimental to the safety of our country? So from there, I deduced that it's being selective. And there's a lot of other things in it will prove that it's being selective. So those who are talking against Yeke and want Yeke to be castigated one way or other, I believe that they are part of the government, or they have a different idea of how to say things. Look at what happened in Sierra Leone. The sheriff woman, Zimba sheriff, have been sentenced to 4 years for going against the government and talking just how Yeke to talk. She was sentenced this morning or yesterday, I think, for 4 years in Sierra Leone. Now, it's the same thing that applies to Liberia here. I believe that the monetary union thing, or the AAU or OAU people, have a serious problem. I think the heritage within the setting of the people, I think the cahoots to have these things here to protect the elites and protect those who in power. And this is something that we should try to investigate and look through it to see how it extends to our own country too. Thank you.
Wonderful. That's good. Thank you, Mr. Tishu. We have the refugee mayor already with us. Refugee mayor, good evening before Monk and other brother. You come
Hey,
in.
what's up?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, at least, for coming on. We will expect you, but you come a little bit late. But again, Monk, yeah, and other brother, what say you? With all of the happening, sometime after wasting all of our energies and time voting for these people when they come to power, they start to look for things that are not even necessary.
Well, welcome to the show, Ben. I think you came late. I think you were coming later. I just want to say something. Hopefully tomorrow, for the student protest, we will blend in it. We're concerning this whole thing about job and employment opportunity. We blend it with the video posted today by the political leader of the ANC because it addresses that problem. But we can cover it today. As with the case of the Yega Koluba situation was so easy to predict. I knew they were laying the groundwork. You are dealing with one of the most divisive president, one of the most tribalistic, sadistic, either kind of adjective you want to use. I have never seen anything like this, but that's who Joseph Boaga show you he is, and he's kind of following up on his personality trait he built over the year politically. He uses his silence, he targets his opponent, he will do anything and everything. And with the situation, I can understand why they didn't want a lawyer to come and make statement. Let me tell you something, my brother. Yega Kolubasoni is a political witch hunt. We predicted it, that he was the next target. Prophet Keating was just the psyops to distract so that they can use it as a justifiable reason why they can go after other people. But who is the most provocative lawmaker in Liberia? Yega Kolubasoni. So it was easy to see who they were targeting. And within the space of a couple of weeks or less than a month, we knew it was Yega Koluba. But here is the thing. They are trying to cook up something using the horse rule. They cannot get Yeke on free speech. They cannot get Yeke on treason to say, oh, because the statement he made. They know that. Because one thing, don't forget, the legislature is now a courthouse. So lawyers are not going whether they'll be arguing with lawmakers. No. They are trying to cook up something in their own rules and standing orders to find something that they can put on him. Because I know the Yeke Koluba case is a foregone conclusion. All you are witnessing is get the theatrics to pretend that they are going through procedure. But no, they have already decided. So when people say, oh, Yeke Koluba wasn't given the opportunity to speak, I said, no, it's not a courthouse. Because when you bring in treason against someone, you go into court. That way, a lawyer will be able to represent him. Right now, it's political accusation. So the same way they deal with the Fanatic Kofa situation, they're trying to find something within their own rules to make up something in a law. And when they get the number to use it and say, oh, there's your punishment, either you are expelled or whether you are suspended. That's what they are looking for. They are trying to invent a crime using their own laws and sending rules and orders, right? So don't talk about his lawyers or whether we are giving opportunity. No, because they understand that is not a courthouse. And when you don't have a courthouse in the political accusation, the lawyers not going to be over there going back and forth the lawmaker. That's why you see happening. But like I said, it's just a matter of time. They have decided prematurely that they will punish Yeke. And you heard it from the deputy speaker as well, that they want to set precedent. What kind of precedent he's trying to set in Liberia? Ask someone, fella, when was the last time he set a precedent in Liberia on anything? Whether it's about corruption, whether it's about bad concession agreement. Thomas Fala, when you talk about we can't keep going down this route, tell me the precedent that you said before, or you want to start the precedent with Yeke. Like I said, there are two cases in when it comes to investigation. You show me the man, and I will find you the crime, or I can choose to be neutral and give him the crime that he committed. In the case of Yeke, is show me the man, and I will find you a crime because we've been targeting this guy already. That's what you see happening with our lawmaker. So Ben, I turn it over to you. I stop there.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm sorry that I came late. Had to run some few errands. But exactly what you said. If this man committed treason, come on. The least person to bring the case of treason will be the police, the police director. Okay, well, he's a security man, but I don't think he's going to write this. Like, he's not going. If you're a security man, you saw something. You're the IG, and this thing threatens the country. I'm sending that info straight to NSA. And in no time, NSA will be at Yeka's house, arresting Yeka, having and make sure that this you charge the man for treason and you want to try and you get a man removing oil. What's wrong with these people? But look, here was the bigger picture. I always said that all the politicians in our country have one thing in their mind is to loot the country, and it's not for the people. As bad as I used to be against Jacob Koluba, he's the only one that stands between the Liberian people and these corrupt politicians, including he himself. But the thing is that he takes accountability of the things that he does. For up to this time, we have not heard anything. For all of these leaders, they're standing by everybody. This man in the opposition, he affiliated with everybody. Even when things turned around, he's standing on the side of CDC. He has been standing on the side of them in the opposition, and no one is raising a voice. Because you know what? In their small chat rooms, what the man is doing, also man, they didn't get rid of the man. Yes, you can. You may think they can get rid of Yeke now. Getting rid of Yeke now tells you that the election in 2029, you don't even stand a chance. You don't stand a chance. And you have to stand up. All of us have to stand up and stand for. You can call it the George Weah or the Alexander Cummings or all the political parties at the time should be speaking. Because when they're not speaking, this has been the only man who has been speaking. And now you want to sit there for them to silence him? And then why are you going to say tomorrow? These political leaders are not interested in the Liberian people. They are only interested in their own pockets. If I don't see any of them do anything, they're not different from those people who are in power now. Thank you.
For sure, most definitely. Ali, you there?
Yes.
But the problem is this Yeke Koluba issue, like we said here from the beginning when the whole Prophet Kitty started, that these people, their target is Yeke Koluba. It's not Prophet Key. They just want to do it to say, oh yeah, we started with Prophet Key, we did it to our own, we have set precedent. I don't really know. This is why Mr. Bwaka, sometimes I'm somehow frustrated because this man, under your leadership, as someone that they claim you are a man of wisdom, a man of integrity. I don't know when you're going to apply your wisdom, because to see this thing happening under your administration. But when Yeke Koluba is removed, like we've been talking here, the 2029 election, opposition, you just leave your own to go. Because President Bwaka continued to flex a muscle and he's making pass. Anytime he scratch a hand, he pass. Anytime he scratch a hand, he pass. This is not good. We have oppositions. They sit in our country. They don't speak out. They don't say anything. They're waiting for 2029. Bwaka took office. He removed people from any position. Lawmaker, you people there to keep the executive in check when they're going off track. You're sat over there, man. Today you say Yeke Koluba, he took oath to protect and to defend the Constitution. But you got a president who took oath to protect and defend the Constitution. He has no regard for the Constitution. If they respect the Constitution, you can keep it in check. You can say, oh, Mr. President, you're supposed to do this. He continued to have total disregard for the Constitution and the rule of law of the country as a sitting president. But you can keep it in check. This is why he did everything. He took people from any position. He removed a sitting speaker. Why these people continue to misuse our country resources? No regard for our resources. And this is how foreigners are just taking it too. Because to remove Fonatikofa, those people that signed to remove him, that money was spent. You know what that money could do for the Liberian people? To remove Yeke Koluba today, the same thing. It will be money exchanging hands. You know what that money can do for the Liberian people? What impact will it make on the lives of the Liberian people when you remove Yeke Koluba? This government, what is their major priority in moving this country forward? You told the men to come with lawyers, so the lawyers should just come and sit to come and witness while you people discussing. They came to do what? To be looking at themselves in the mirror. I thought when you tell somebody come with your lawyer, who goes somewhere with lawyer and then they speak? When you go somewhere with your lawyer, you don't speak. You just sit there, your lawyer, everything is your lawyer. But today you want to rule, hostily rule this and that and what have you. This is a political game. And I was just surprised to see if the host will sit there for a police IG to read them about another sitting lawmaker and they honor it. It's like those lawmakers, those people, they are just, some of them, they just went over there. The whole government, people perform like they just show that they have been misplaced in the position that they serve in. This issue about Yeke is political. And like Thomas Fala said, if he go up, he come down, either he will be suspended or they will expel him. One of these things must happen. And this is not good for our democracy. We can't be having an elected government where there is no respect for rule of law. The fish, when the head is rotting, the body is rotting. If we will have a president that does not have respect for the constitution that made him to be president, that he took oath to protect and defend, he doesn't have respect for it. This is how you see those guys, they are behaving today. But if you will see the president upholding the rule of law, the constitution that brings pride and dignity to a nation, even though they are lawmakers, but they will not go that route. But everything they are doing, they are getting backing from the executive. Nobody will know the way Yeke Koluba, the way he expressed, he said this and that. But today, my question here is, President Bouaka went Guinea. What was the outcome of his trip to Guinea on the Lofa issue? The police IG went Lofa. What was the outcome from the trip in Lofa? Your region speaker went Lofa. What was the outcome of their trip to Lofa County? The area we're talking about today, where is the Guinea soldier position to Solomon Bolo of Makama River, and where is the Liberian soldier position there today? And you people go after Yeke because he say, according to his sources, his information, the place belongs to Guinea. And you people say what he said was bad, is tracing us. Where are our soldier position today to that area now? Since the thing started, that's going to be the end. If we take time, that play will remain under Guinea forever because the government is not saying anything about it again. That the removal of Yeke now. If you call people for special session, you talking about printing money, we talking about Lofa issue instead of trying to discuss the thing. Our people are living in fear. They get their bundles, everything packed. That's how we were looking during the war. They expecting for people to just come and say, you move from here, you move from here. They are living in fear. You can discuss that. What impact will it make when you remove Yeke Koluba, when you expel him today? The money you take it to pay lawmakers to put signature together to remove him, it can put medicine in the hospital, the security sector, agriculture sector, the educational sector. It can try to do something. But what is the government priority? What is the change? Thank you.
Well, I wanted to say something. You
Yeah.
know, whenever they're ready to steal, they always bring something to distract us. This supplementary budget, they brought in Yeke thing to distract it. Therefore, with 45 million, where he coming to eat from us again. You know, within one of the proposal in the supplementary budget, just imagine the people put $3+ million to buy land. They say to build children's hospital. Hey, my people. The vast land are right in front of JFK. It's still there. All the government land around. You put in $3+ million to buy land. You can tell that these people have planned this thing to steal again, but every time they try something, God will open it up for us to understand that they're actually stealing one way or the other. Because if you're going to spend money to buy land, what happened to the different hospitals? Why you can't use that 3-point-something million to at least buy the equipment that needed in the different hospitals? There's no priority. There's no priority that the government has. You say you're talking about defense at this moment. You put in only 600,000 for defense and recruitment. Now, that tells you, even if Guinea have an intelligence within the Liberian setting, and they send that report to the government, They know that we're not serious, you know. They know that we have put only 600 when they're putting up millions of dollars to keep and to upgrade the army. And we on the other side, we having confusion with them when they're putting 600 up. I mean, it tells us a lot, you know. There's no plan. There's no plan, you know. So the presidential technical people receiving 4 million plus. What are they going to be doing? The presidential group. That 4 million plus the 3 million, that almost 7 million out of the 45 million already that they're going to put into their pocket without any question being asked about it. And so many things within the supplementary budget that you can see is a waste. It's a complete waste. So whenever they're about to do some stealing, they will bring in something that will distract us to talk about it and leave the real issue out. And I believe that this is one of the distractions. Thank you.
Yeah, Melbourne's going for a break for the news break, and he will be back. There are certain things I think you guys brought up. Ali brought up something very important. We'll talk about it. But I want to be on the radio. And I'm going to ask the Councillor Tewan Gonglo a question because he promised to do something we are yet to see. I don't want Tewan Gonglo lecturing me about the separation of power. No, that's not what I'm interested in. The country, and Ali said something right. Our people are misplaced. They don't even understand their own rule. You know, it is lawmakers that can make criminal referral to the Justice Department. And even when they make criminal referral, when it comes to accountability, it's still not non-binding because they are not the enforcement arm of the government. They are lawmakers. In the case of Labrador, a police IG is making referral to the lawmaker. What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? Why do you want to fight a democracy when you don't understand how democracy works? Where in the world? You are in the executive. The police IG work on the executive. Lawmakers are the one, when it comes to accountability, that can make criminal referral to the Justice Department. But even when they make criminal referral for accountability, it's still non-binding because they are not lawyers. They are not judges, right? But in Liberia, you're doing the total opposite. A police IG telling lawmakers to take a decision on national security against a citizen. Where in the world have you seen that happen? Because it's a useless place. The people themselves, they don't have an idea as to why it's happening. They accept anything and everything because nowhere in the world that nonsense will even happen that a police IG will make recommendation for you to prosecute a certain lawmaker based on how he compromised national security. But when we get on the radio, we expand on that, and Ben, if you get something,
what is even more disgraceful, because these guys should understand that if you take such a disgraceful case, it speaks to your own, it just speaks to your own understanding of what you're doing in the country. You should have redirected the police IG if he doesn't know what he's doing. You should have said, no, sir, this is not our duty. I mean, but because this is a plot, the IG is part of the plot. So even today, they even went into Yaka district. They got somebody came up with another letter. What I mean, Yaka lawyers could go in that same community and bring 20 letters and then take it to the legislature and say, wow, what that boy is saying is not true. Our country, man, our country.
We too old. Our country, we too old to be the way we are. Actually, I think Liberia should be a country that will be setting example for other countries to be following today. Say, oh yes, look at this country, I think we can be there like Liberia. But the moment you try to say, oh, we fought war. There are other countries in Africa that fought war. But today, look at them. Go right beyond what Sierra Leone. Enter that country today and come back to Liberia, you will say, but what happened? But every night and then we say, oh yeah, we fought war. You see, this is not good. We elected people that are supposed to go over there to represent us, making laws that will impact our lives, signing concession. It's just like what we started saying here from the beginning of the show. You see, why people will be protesting for job and other things. Because yes, government, you cannot create job for everybody. You cannot even you have to create avenue so that people can get job. Make sure your country is safe. You see, bring in good concession, sign good bills and things that will impact the lives of your people. The President Bwaka said he instructed Gafwan that every budget year, money should be placed in the budget to create job. Till the budget year now, or same was in there to create job. What did you do as a president? Did you veto any of those budget to say, oh yes, Gafwan, I told you money should be in the budget every year to create job? These are things you promise the Liberian people. Today, our day, we coming together better Liberia. Our brothers, our sisters, our children will no longer be selling in the street. 3 years now, they're preparing budget or cent is not there to create job for Liberian people. When people go out to protest, and then you start to beat on them, your tear gas, then you're putting them behind bars. This is not good for our country. You see,
Yeah,
this is not good at all.
you're right.
I don't
Yeah,
really know.
I wanted to talk about the abuse of the public offices. The different autonomous bureau we have in the country. Public office in Liberia have been hijacked and turned into private property. When you're a managing director for one of the areas, you turn it into your private place and be backed up by those who put you there, the senators or the president, elites that put you there. And this thing has caused a serious problem because the problem in Liberia, the bad leadership that have met good people and the good people are staying quiet, it's causing a serious problem because those who talking every day that goes on the different stations and talk in favor of the government, those are the people who want to stay in power. And the good people who don't want to be bothered, they stay away. And the majority of those who are bad keep increasing. And I believe that this will cause a serious problem for the not too far distant future, like the election that is coming up in 2029. We as citizens have a role to play. We have a part to play by clapping our down on the rogues, defending incompetency in the same name of tribe or party, and reducing democracy to election day excitement followed by 4 years of silence. I hope you got that message because we have the youth and we have those who have been influenced by the slave masters to carry them and put them in office. And when they have gotten in office, they have nothing to say again until after 4 years when they want to be re-elected again in the interest of the people. I see Liberia as a failed state, Monk. I want us to discuss this because there are criteria that instill what a failed state is. And I did some research and I found out that Liberia fell into that category of a failed state, and we are not talking about it because proper people don't do much research. But I wanted to know where my country is and how it's going to turn around. And all the indications shows it being a failed state. I don't see the avenue in how we're going to make the corrections. I don't know whether we're going to side out the Senate and the House of Representatives to come in with amended laws or things like that, but we have failed, and the state have failed in every area, structure-wise, policy-wise, in every area. So I wanted to think about that too, Mom. That's it.
Look. We just have to pray for some kind of a miracle to happen because these guys are they're on a journey to destroy this country more than you can ever think. And they are thinking that nobody will say anything. But these are some of the same things that brought. I hate when people say, "Oh, you know what? Just shut up." The amount of criminals in our country. Sometimes it takes something really bigger than all of us that will get rid of some of these people. Are so bad. It's so bad. Something must happen to get them out of our neck. Because these guys not going to stop. They're going to do this thing every time. Yeah, and I mean, I do believe it. And I'm part of the, I mean, that the state is failed because the government is not functioning, as it should do for everybody. All of our institutions are so weak. The rule of law is just all over the place. Yeah. We'll wait when to come back on the radio so we can blast.
Yeah, I wrote an article about the downfall of a nation. They did dive into Liberia's struggle with corruption. In my head on what Liberia is a nation rich, rich in natural resources and history, have faced significant challenges that threaten its stability and future. Despite the potential of prosperity, the country grapples with systematic corruption and the troubling tendency of its citizens to support officials whose actions undermine national integrity. The article explores the root of Liberia's downfall, focusing on corruption, the will of the people to stand against bad governance, and the urgent need to reclaim control over our natural resources. So I wrote the article in my opinion, to recently I have not put it out yet, on the root of corruption, like bro, all of that. I did some research and I came up with these analysis. And it had proven to me because from my past experience, because I've been from back days now, so to now, these are some of the things that I believe that have crippled our country. The root of corruption, the people rules in governance, the demand for change, terminating unfavorable concessions agreement. There's a whole lot that we have to talk about because if we don't do that and try to analyze it for ourselves to become a better country, then I don't know what we're going to because acceptance and sovereignty is something that we have to look at to redefine ourselves who we are as a Liberian because we had lost our sense of identity, sense of character as a nation, and we trying to blend it again with international community setting, but accepting things that will not benefit our people for the future. We are accepting everything. Like for instance, these bad construction companies are coming in. Our representatives and people that go to sign the agreements believe that if they don't do it fast, the people will leave or the people will bring in some other terms within the agreement that will always benefit them and will always keep us as a poor people, having resources that could blend in and take care of our economy. Which, like, bro, less than 5 million, we should not be borrowing money. We actually, if we look at the kind of deposit resources that we have within our country, the gold, the diamond, the iron ore, the rubber, the timber, I think that we should think again about if we say we want to come out with a better future for our children, our grandchildren. I think we should start to go back on these concession agreements and come out with everything, change it to a 50-50%. You got your machine, I got my goods, you come and you do it. I live in Europe, that's how we do it here. That's how the Europeans negotiate.
But that's but to be honest, that cannot work in Liberia. And
I wanted, like for instance, I wanted to take in the cutting and polishing for diamonds. More than 20 years ago, I wanted to take that company to Liberia. I went to the school year. I did part of the schooling to learn how to cut and polish diamonds. And I wanted to be the first person to bring it to West Africa. When I went for consultation, I was told, oh, no, you will not be the first person. There's a man in Guinea that has been doing it in the last 4 years. I said, And that enable us to realize the value of what we're putting out. That is why I talked the other day, I talked about us putting acid refinery, that every company that taking gold out of our country, their gold will never be shipped except it pass through our ICA. And when we have done the ICA, we have given them, they pay us, and we ship that gold to where they want that gold to be carried. And I told you that it would take us less than 5 years. Our economy is going to change so dramatically that we'll not understand. But these are the small things that we can put together and have these things done. The diamond have been taking our country for so many years. The white man will never give us a chance. You know how long it took me to convince a group of them to go to follow me to open up their thing in Liberia? But it was the wrong time. We have 244 containers set up with all the equipment to take to Liberia. And Ebola came.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, ask.
What makes you think a group of people who cannot even maintain the building that gives them money, they cannot maintain that building? What makes you think they will be stupid enough to go invest any money into anything that will benefit the larger population? They're not going to do it because guess what? The population did not care about themselves. Because nobody's angry in Monrovia. Nobody's angry.
I agree with you 100%, my brother.
The reason why I'm using Monrovia and not the rest of the country, because there where we got everything. So if anything will start, it will start from right there. Nobody is angry. People are just hungry, but they're not angry. Because if you were really, you are looking at your fellow Liberian. He just become a lawmaker today. It takes him 6 months. He's rich. He's well off. What is, like, you not thinking that this thing is not normal? He doesn't have no business, nothing, but he just 6 months and he's okay.
You're right.
All this money going, and nobody can get angry. When the students get in the street, they beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see our people. That's why sometimes I'm a little bit getting fed up with Taiwan Congo. At some point, this writing down is not doing anything. People will not see anything. They're not reading your long thing. They're not reading it.
Yeah.
And man, that's the frustrating part when we come. That's why I'm getting so fed up even being on the radio. You don't have righteous anger in the country. The people who you claim you want to advocate for, they don't have no interest in the process, even to their own detriment. Yeah. If a man like get called back and get attacked, and they want to use that same strategy that they used in removing fanatic Kofa, and you cannot see a pushback from the public, then I tell all the political leaders, just give away your presidential ambition. Because you cannot convince anybody out there that you are an advocate for them more than you can call back. So you need the party, it's a strategy. That's why they are going out of Yeke Koluba, because out of Yeke Koluba, who is there? Cummins cannot make the case that he's a strong advocate for Liberian people. Georgia cannot make the case against Yeke Koluba. There is no opposition leader in Liberia can say, yeah, I am the face of the Liberian people to defend them on anything, whether it's about corruption, bad government. Nobody can say that. So if they will succeed in taking Yeke Koluba out, then it means 2029 election is a foregone conclusion for Unity Party. Because I don't know who will go and make that case better than Yeke Koluba. But here is my thing, the reason I brought Taiwan Congo. When the border issue first surfaced, I came up with the idea that if anybody committed treason to Joseph Boaga, from my own understanding, Joseph Boaga is the only man Liberia that raised his right hand and took the oath that he would protect Liberia from domestic and foreign threats. Yeah, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He's the one that we look forward to. Joseph Boaga going to Guinea, it was paid for, right? Because that's why the presidential budget is all about domestic and international travel. So he get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go on that trip. He took with him an interministerial delegation, including the foreign minister. Up to now, there is no comprehensive report telling us the magnitude of that case, what triggered that situation that Guinea will carry on a cross-border incursion, right? Taiwan Gonglo, of all people, was the first man that said Joseph Boaga cannot convene a panel or a committee to investigate. He was going to lead the impeachment effort. So when I saw day before yesterday that he wrote a piece telling all about how our democracy had been tested, I said, no, Taiwan Gonglo, I don't want you to lecture Liberian people about separation of power. You claim that if Joseph Boaga cannot tell us, because that's his constitutional role and responsibility, as to what happened at the border, who was responsible for that, you are going to lead the impeachment effort. Why begin with that effort? We are yet to hear from Taiwan Congo and all the written pieces and legal opinion. No, we don't want legal opinion. We already know what's happening. The situation with Yeke is not legal. We know that political theatrics, they want to get rid of Yeke. So I know that the government, they don't practice their own democracy like they should. So we don't need any tutorial or lecture about separation of power, because Joseph Boaga himself does not respect the constitution of Liberia. So we're making things of police argue, even to follow suit. My thing here is, Taiwan Gonglo, what is the effort you are going to lead in terms of the impeachment of Joseph Boaga, since you believe if you cannot empower an independent commission to investigate the situation at the border, you are going to lead an impeachment effort against Joseph Boaga for forfeiting his own constitutional role and duty? What happened to that effort? Nothing. Well, I'll stop there for now. I don't want to take all the time.
No, Mong, you're right. I have the same problem. This is somebody that the country respect, and I respect a whole lot. The Taiwan Gonglo. But what gave me a second thought about his opinion is the 1986 Constitution that embarrassing the country right now. He was part of it. And one day when he was expected to come on the same network during Sekou time, I asked Sekou to give me an opportunity to ask Councilor Gonglo one or two questions. And one of the questions was that we have documents and information about the Yamoussoukro Accord, and these people who warlords, they were never supposed to have taken part in the structure of the government, you know. And when it came to Liberia, they went and they changed it and made a different announcement to the public. And that what got us still into chaos. And I wanted to ask him, if you were part of that, what happened? And if you see it now, that it's causing problems, why haven't he, one of those signatories to that particular document, bring up a discussion about amending that particular rule, that those who govern, those who rule by, those who brought us liberty by the guns should not be part of this particular government. And since they allowed that, that has damaged the integrity of our government and the future of it, the fact that all the people who are leading us, 90% of those right now in the House of Representatives, those people have been into the world of business, and there's no way that they will be able to go against a friend of them who they were sharing arms together or sharing ideas about how to dismantle the country, you know. So those people are still partly tied up together, even in the decisions that are being rendered now for a public that never were part of the war. So there's something serious.
Wait, guys. Let me ask this other question. Did Prince Joseph read a book?
Prince Johnson didn't have somebody wrote on Prince Johnson's behalf because
And what was the title for that book?
No, I said somebody said that they wrote something. I myself, I don't know whether
The guns that liberate shall not rule.
That
was it.
The guns that liberate.
Yeah.
So
the guns that liberate shall not rule. And right after that, when they came, but let me tell you some of the facts that you don't know much about too. Prince Johnson, I met Prince Johnson in Nigeria again. He was one of those that Ecomon took out, and we were one of those that was last taken out by the Bob Challenger, the last trip, because I could not have the chance to leave Liberia. So I had a chance to leave at the last ship when they were leaving to go to Nigeria. So most of the things that happened afterwards too, Prince Johnson was not involved, but Prince Johnson was actually involved in the starting of the war. And when they got into Monrovia, how they took over the Freeport area and all the areas across the bridge, and how they managed to come out to Broad Street. Because I was watching how they made the plan from across the bridge, that waterside bridge, to come into the city itself. Where the door soldiers were in all the stores right to that bridge, all of them. What Prince Johnson people did was that they came as civilian people, no gun, no nothing, and they crossed the bridge and went into the community, into West Point community.
You getting me?
Hello? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing AB.
Okay. Went into the community. Yeah. What happened was that those guys then sparked up one evening that
we gotta call you.
Okay. Okay, I will stop for now. For later.
Let me say about just once. I mean, the reason why I made mention about Prince Johnson book is that the title of that book, and to see that man walk into the legislature, and nobody even, like, one morning I would have just printed all Prince Johnson book and put it on every seat in the Senate, and nobody got angry with that man. That man became senator today, and that's how everything went.
Look, listen, my guys. Let me say good afternoon to you people. I know time is fast spent. We ain't got much time yet. Maybe we'll have to take calls from the people. What's happening in Liberia is disheartening. If you're gonna have the likes of Thomas Falana, who happens his brother is one of those that are responsible for the problem in Nalofa today, involved with some kind of company over there, together with the likes of Francis Newmally, that they were mining the border area over there that aggravated the Republic of Guinea to invade our country today. By the way, I just trended that. Everything that Yeke stated, has any of it changed? Your country is still being occupied by Guinea. Nothing has changed. This legislative branch of government, they have not even had a hearing for anything pertaining to that border. But today, they're ditching all your resources to remove one of their own because he spoke his mind in the capacity as a Liberian. But you know why? I would narrow this thing down to tribalism again. Thomas Fala in particular, he had a meeting with Boakai and he assured him that they will orchestrate the removal of Yeke Kolba. Reason being, Yeke Kolba is not a Kisi man. Yeke Kolba is from Lufa. This is how the Loma people and other tribes of Lufa are maligned. They have been deprived of position in that place. Case in point, Steve Zago was suspended and he was never brought back to work. It's been 2 years now. If they were Kisi people, they would never treat them like that. Thomas Farah had the bravery together with all of the people that are orchestrating this thing to show Boakai that would do it because of the tribal connection. We got to speak to that particular issue. The Mayor King already told you, he said, whatever we do, we'll make sure that you don't get removed or suspended. We will do it. He's assuring you that. He's been prejudicial. This is the Deputy Speaker of the House. He finished judging the mayor even before you go in proceedings. So it's calculated. You understand? But here's the thing. If Councillor Gongro and all well-meaning Liberians who are advocates, you ain't got to go knocking your door. If you think that what they are doing is wrong, avail yourself to that legal team. Start litigating immediately. Be proactive. Start litigating even before anything. Avail yourself. I saw Cabinet Jana today. I saw Mariah Yekula. Just as Mariah Yekula is putting her money where her mouth is. And I saw Jonathan Massaquoi. They represented, the one there, they made it a duty to represent a just cause. Of course, they are legal practitioner. You can hire them. But the fact that they agree, meaning to say they're advocates of whatever they talk on behalf of the Liberian people, I mean, they're what they are standing today. But Councillor Gongo to be writing all this tabata every time, I'm sorry. How many people in the rural part of the country read
that stuff? That's what I'm saying. What happened to the effort? You
are the first person that spoke that you said you institute legal measure against your president. Your president took your resources, visited Guinea. They never had a press conference. The very irresponsible legislative branch took $200,000 went to that border. They came back. They never spoke to the Liberian people. But today they are prosecuting one of their own because the man stated something, the obvious thing that is happening in the country. The president often released a statement, and that statement, the press secretary is never held responsible for anything. You know what I mean to say? You claim me, Liberia claim me a land. Meaning to say not for you, but you claiming it. You understand? And nothing has been done to her. But they are angry, and under a false pretense. Like they want to silence Yeke because they know a lot is going on over there. What's responsible for the invasion of your country today? They're not telling you it because they know the in total of everything that's unfolding over there. They're not speaking to the Liberian people. That's the reason why they don't even want to have an open hearing on what transpired at that border. You can stay there. You're going to a month now. Your country is still, the flag of Guinea is still over there. The people still sitting on your border over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there.
Then you're yet wasting people's time.
Yeah.
Look, this is an irresponsible behavior. That legislative branch is a problem for that country. Until that place can be dismantled, and these people, the people responsible over there, your country going to have that problem over there. Look at irresponsibleness. They may come on radio, he's telling you, oh, we'll move there, you can't come, and then you betray your country. You can look at somebody that betray your country for what? They can look at somebody that betray his country for what?
They're not even making sense of. Guinea is still on the soil.
That's the point.
So
and then they're telling you they don't even want you to talk about it. It's a way of life now. They're telling you get used to it. This place there is for Guinea, and that's what you can say.
That's a new normal. That's what you want, and you get started.
It's a new normal. Get used to this. And so we don't need to come here and be sugarcoating those things there.
Isn't this distraction? Isn't it distraction from national issue?
It's an orchestrated thing. You passing around today. Let me land on this real quick. You passing around on today, brutalizing students in the street, and these are the very people up to today that they're telling you about Sisulu, other people went there, they beat him today. What are you doing to the people today? You brutalize people's children, armless children. You brutalize them, and you say, "Oh, why they want to pile rack and this and that, and all kinds of." What you expect them to do when you get tear gas? If you think that you kind of preempted violence, so you went there in a situation with tear gas and bullet and all that kind of thing against students, and they told you justice and jobs. They gave you exactly what they demanded of the government. It is their right. People like Carlos Grader went to University of Liberia campus. They say, "Oh, the one that they beat the student." What are you doing today? You brutalizing them, harming them, grabbing girls by their clothes and dragging them all in the street. They're some kind of criminals in their own country. Come on, man, guys. Let me not take all of your time, man. We don't need to be sugarcoating things around here, guys.
Wonderful. So let's go to the line. I need to take a few calls from our people out there who are also following us on the show this evening. For matter of fact, please 1 minute per call to this first caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mabel, and good evening to your panelists. I really enjoy the panelists today. I enjoy the discussion. Mabel, I want to tell you, thank you. It's so disheartening to see what's happening right now in our country. Mabel, today we don't have no human rights advocate in the country to talk. Years back, people protested for Justina Taylor, which was very chaotic and gathered there. Yes, but people were all around protesting here, June 7, and was so peaceful. But today, see, police already grabbed the person not fighting. Why can't we just tell the person? But he had a drag like female. I saw that situation, I felt bad. And then when it comes to you can kill child and mom saying it, you cannot keep dying for somebody. Today, it is now that we the citizens supposed to stand up, but nobody talking. All the clergy people, everybody just what happened? Everybody just said it. For 10 years, but you could hear them talking. You will hear all of the clergy people all around from one radio station to another. They go one person and want to be preaching on. Even in the most thing for night, you cannot hear any of their episode. And in the country, everybody just sitting there. It's too powerful. We are setting a bad precedent that we want people tomorrow, the whole generation tomorrow. You guys, thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister. You don't know everything. That's a fact. You're setting a very bad precedent. Keep your calls coming 0770203125. That's the number to call in this evening. I will also go to the WhatsApp line and take a few calls from that. Today's caller, good evening. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Pastor and this is I want to call a war on the former secretary of state doing the war so that you are not embarrassing. And of course, he said when this war that they're coming to that war, they walk out of that way, that will go 100 years back war. And happy. After the war, we start with the country. But the country of Jacob, what I did government, I think they are taking us back to 200 years back because things that did not happen before. You look at it. When you try to do a back of protection for so many things, the security we take for them is one issue. It's issue. You guys are there and they don't go to them too. Then the wife and the children are praying. You travel 4 hours there. You forget for that, then you talk for your explosion. Amen. The one you told is that when you're going to do for that.
Thank you, my dear brother. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Isa Kama. I'm calling from Mosul. Yeah, maybe again, loud to you. The other legislator, they are. I mean, I'm new setting war. Yeah, but
just be careful at all with the kind of more.
Important for the sanity of your station. I mean, I'm new setting war. They are unfortunate. People just see them to be like the functional, but they're not functional. They're not functioning at all. They kind of important things that we expect them to discuss. Like you can call that issue they tell the poor on the whole country. People just discuss the oil around the place. Somebody that's standing for the people, so they don't want anybody. I am hearing that the other lawmaker made statements they take 200,000, they carry what I can, they want to suspend the men. So nobody want to talk. They were in a hotel, when they put out in a hotel, free more in a other corner, they were challenging, doing job after who said they want to expel them or suspend them. So nobody should talk. They are taking it. You know, sometimes when government can, they don't get nothing to take the people, they always threaten opposition and some of the things. But we just have to stand, we got to stand, at least for them to know that we are serious people in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear brother. Today's caller, good evening. Hello? Yes, my brother, good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm the former chairman. I represent a concern Liberia for justice. You see, there is a reason why we came together and supported this group. Because Liberia is spinning out of a banana republic. And in the wake of these kind of things, the people we're depending on, that at least when these kind of things are happening, we should go to there, our deputy to protect
All right. Thank you, my dear brother. Let's take this other caller quickly. Good evening.
Thank you, my dear brother. This is Edmond Carr, and I'm the visionary affair that is pushing for the return of the president. We are a member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice. You know, what we're going to do here now, I think out of the opposition lawmakers just need to resign. Just do that. Just put the government into big trouble. Since they are running after you guys, because after you guys, the next guys is the guy from Grand Gila County, David. That David was the one that broke the news that they took $200,000 went to local to dance with it. They are not going after him. So say to be suspending you people, you people will not be functional in your district, including my own man, Musa Kennedy, who has no law or doing a party for NCDC and around him will be the next person that will jump beyond. According to you, let you leave that child. All the opposition lawmakers in the lower hall just resign that the government found money and vote for election to vote. Because there is no need. You cannot be representing all and you're not representing all. The people of District 10, they are sitting. The same thing would take out the last time. All I will represent District 15, District 15. The guy was living in hotel, fighting against one of these folks. We start here, we didn't do anything about it. It can be the major opposition leader coming on, but we the member, we can stand up. They are chasing the representative, another representative for District 3. He is the one that has put in the made a request for his police to remove Yeke. The people of District 10 are setting allowing Bwaka to do so. So my call to the opposition lawmakers, okay, that if Bwaka continue to suspend and to expel you guys, all of you guys resign from the government because for now we don't have government in Liberia.
All right. Thank you so much. Quickly to this caller. Good evening. Hello?
Yes, good evening to you, Mabel.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening to the platform panelists. This is Hussein Kerwani Chancellor. So I listened to the talking point. But let me speak quickly to the issue that has to do with Yahya Kurba. Look, if we just think like Liberia should just remain the same, that those things that happened in the past that were wrong should continue to happen, then we get nowhere. We want to see some of those advocacies on the radio. We want to see, some of those suggestions to national government. But Lord, who have thought that you are then beyond bad today? One thing he came from Lima and the Chief Justice from Lima. He's an ardent supporter of this government, the president. But the law is the law. So when people who support the government or who be supporters go against the law and the people of Nigeria, there should be penalty, as trapped to them. Lord, see a government. He allowed today's president has been suspended and dismissed from government. Can I tell you, the government is serious and the president is willing to fight in the different sectors.
All right, thank you so much. Quickly, let me take our David Samuel. Then we'll go to WhatsApp line to take one or two calls.
Hussein, can you can't waste people time here? He's part of the caller brigade.
Yeah, go ahead.
Therefore, you see what is happening in our country? Now, therefore, it's like the word democracy, the value of democracy is rapidly declining in this country. What are we doing? The value of democracy, therefore, we are telling the international community that the value of democracy is rapidly declining. One factor with a raw band theory. No. The raw band theory that you say that is fine, but you say you don't expect us to reach to that point. Why are you saying that you don't expect us to reach to that point when the government is violating the rights of people that is provided in the Constitution? When the government has been stepping to the higher of
all right, my dear brother, we're not getting too quickly. Let me go to the WhatsApp line, a few calls, and take a few calls from there. Then we cross over to our team of panelists, please. Those of you back home, I've been receiving a couple of calls back to back on the WhatsApp. Let me see quickly what I can get this. Okay, let me see what are the calls just keep coming back to back from the WhatsApp line. Hello, my dear brother, good evening. Yeah, we're okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead. Where are you joining us from?
This is the only thing I want to share on your show. Yeke is reaping what he sowed. Yesterday, Yeke sowed pepper, he's reaping that pepper. Every corner, you can remember. Yesterday, when how they call him, Yeke was jumping on cars, showing people football jersey. That Joshua wanted to the Arab Emirate to bring, how they call it, football jersey. At the end of the day today, we can see what Joshua went for to Dubai. Let Yeke read what he sold. Stop wasting your breath. Stop wasting your breath. We saw what Yeke did yesterday. Let him go through it. He the one dress the devil. Let him dress the devil. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you.
To Monk and to Monk and the other guy down there. They see NJ. Yo, and you see going to Congress in America to get rid of Jawia. You use that same company. You say NJ. You forget about Jawia. You will not talk for it. You fight for your country. Now, why you want it? You got that. Thank you.
Thank you so much to this other caller. Good evening.
From Virginia, the DMV. I was calling, this is something that the government is going to continue to do. And this is the time that the oppositions have to go to every radio station, whether they're paying for their time or what, to stand up for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. This government is a tyrant government. And if we continue to have this happen, they will continue to do it. And they're stealing, like what's his name said from Europe. Yes, they have the money now, so they're trying to steal it and blind our eyes. So we need to stand up for something.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear sister. Mark, the rest of you will be back after listening to our people. And this is getting interesting day by day. And I feel we will continue to do these things. Where are we? The council, the legal council is getting back to back, and my brother, Reverend Jim Mesa, will tell you really now.
I know. We tired reading.
We'll back, but go ahead, please. I leave. We can use 1 more minute of our
1 more minute. Mr. Tishu go first, and then AB will go, and then Ben will go, and like that.
Well, I'll say thank you and to the listening audience. I think the feedback was great. But I want us to keep in mind that this thing that is going on in Liberia, it only need us and others to join in expressing ourselves and letting the world know what's going on in Liberia. But for now, I'll wait until tomorrow for another show. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Let me say thanks to the callers, man. All of the followers, and then those trending, and those that made it their time to call and listen in. To the call that I kind of mentioned my name and all those things. Look, my brother, we are not here as spokesmen or so for Yeke Kolba. We are here. We are speaking for the sanctity of our democracy. And if it has been abused broadly in your face, a man is spacing on your hair and he's telling you it's rainy, and you say, oh, because this man did XYZ, granted. I'm not a fan of Yeke Kolba in so many ways. But if you're going to have a government, by the way, all of the advocates, the vocal advocates for this very so-called rescue government, have been maligned today, incarcerated, and destroyed. Case in point, the so-called prophet. You have the life of Martin Colley. You have the lives of how you call him, Malou, John Malou. Now, the constant, they are all kind of silent today, and they have been put in a dustbin. They don't even care about them. Then today, they are crucifying Yeke Kolba. I mean, these people have no moral conscience. It's all about power grab, and they want to do everything to completely decimate our democratic process in our country. That's their goal. And you can't remain silent. And you got to call out the people that are supposed to be called out. The people coming around and the likes of Councillor Gonglo and other people to speak out on these issues. You can't remain silent. Yes, they are contemplating on Jacob Denny because why he stated that they used $200,000 to go to the border and came back and told you nothing today. Well, see, if you talk about all the right thing needs to be done, the first and foremost thing that should have been done, your country have been invaded. Your president have not spoken to you about the development of the country. Your legislative branch have not even cited or hearing. If your country gets invaded in the United States here, the first thing the Senate Committee on Security, National Security, will call in maybe the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Defense to understand what's going on over here at our border here for some hearing. You have not heard that. When you get recklessness unfolding itself under the guise of, oh, people are angry and this and that, they may betray his country. Who's betraying the country here? Your leadership is betraying the country. They are not authentic to you guys. So we got to speak on it. Thanks for the time, man, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having me again. Now, what I want to say is that the brother who just spoke about Yeka Koluwa and Akor Ebini, that just tells you how we see people who are vulgar against our interests, the things that we like. This guy, he was not looking at anything Yeka was doing that was positive. The only thing that he considered was the insults that went towards his political leader. So it was not for Liberia. It was all about George Weah. So if you remove George Weah from the picture, that guy didn't. If you move if that man was abusing, was George Weah the only person that Yeka insulted? Why do you know why is it he did not mention Joy Howard Taylor? Because that does not hurt him. But George Weah hurts, someone calling George Weah. So you see the way how our interest is so so. I don't even know how to why would you put a man over the entire country's interest? Until people like that brother will start to know that the likes of George Weah, Joseph Parker, they are all less important than Liberia. Liberia should be our interest and not these individuals. Thank you, guys.
Long, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard some folks calling people's name. I know that Liberia, their politics and their emotion will always be stronger than their logic. So the other men are calling here talking about Yeke, how we had energy to go in Washington to protest. Look, we will protest for anything that is in the best interest of Liberia. I can remember when we were protesting here, it was the same form of government that seized innocent baby passports because Yeke were advocating for the same Liberian people today. But it made me to take a step back. If a guy like Yeke can put everything on the line and be a target for politicians in Liberia without any major pushback, like I would say, from the citizens themselves, then there is no name account Sktv or Truth FM to say I'm advocating for the best of my country because my country is not even ready to be a better place. And the citizens themselves have confirmed it. I could put the Taiwan Gonglo, the political leader, aside. I'm talking about the ordinary Liberian people in any normal society. Those lawmakers won't even be able to convene our country today for the sake of Yeke. And I see people from other opposition like, oh yeah, at a certain point, Yeke was for CDC. Another day, he was for coming. Is that how you see things in Liberia? If you want to tell me that because Yeke supported a political leader and over time he fled, you are the one that brought Joseph Baga to power, so we should set back and allow this thing to happen, then there is no point. Then let Joseph Baga and United Party keep ruling the country because that's what you are settled for. You are telling me that your partisanship or your stance on politics is bigger than the country because I cannot name any advocate in Liberia that will do anything better than Yeke Koluba. So if Yeke Koluba can be the sacrificial lamb and you Liberian people sit there and accept it because of politics, because you won't wear your blue hat or your green hat or your red hat, then so be it. Then there is no point. You look at a president or men that took an oath to protect you. Your country was invaded, like I said from day one. I said the only problem Joseph Baga have problem with Yeke is Yeke said why Joseph Baga is not capable of telling Liberian people. That's the only difference. Because as far as I'm concerned, it means that he made concessions in Guinea. He just not brave to come and tell the Liberian people as to what he did in Guinea, and Yeke came and exposed everything. So if you sat there and you allow Yeke to go through this malingering or this persecution, political persecution, then there is no point. We can upset them and play the politics, let the country disintegrate, and people who put their life on the line, we can let them. One time somebody told me the Bago Mavi said, Liberian people are the most useless people in the world. You cannot put your life on the line for them. I think it's becoming a confirmation of Bago Mavi's statement, because he said, if you put your life on the line for Liberian people, they won't be there for you. So I heard about Bago Mavi, but I wasn't grown enough to actually understand his politics. But what I'm seeing happen to Yeke, I think it's a confirmation of that statement, and we have been seeing it happening in Liberia time after time. Yeke just happens to be the latest veteran. But like I said, if Yeke can be a target, then there is no point that I'm on Truth FM or Sktv. There is no need. It's a waste of time.
Well, thank you, Mark. And let me say thanks to all of our panelists. The only thing here with us as people, we pick and choose. We choose who to be with, which side to take, and how to do our politics. That's how we look. So that is saying, my brother, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, it were other way around. By this time, then people are in the streets. So they choose. They take which side, who to advocate for, who to be with. They don't care about the country. So that's how you look. They don't care about the country, man. Their brother. They don't get time. They don't care about politicians. They don't care about their leaders who they think that they can dance with. So at the end of the day, even those of us who are even talking here today, we can even waste all of our energy and time here when something happens to us. Nobody will even come to us. Nobody will want to even talk for us. Nobody want to even support us. We'll just remain at this until the government will do whatsoever thing that they want to do. And that's it. So you're right. Our people, they choose. They do pick and choose. They choose which side to go on. They don't care about the national issues. They can only use some of the national issues as a way of looking for hatred for people. Which side to be on, who to hate, how to hate neighbor, how to get a neighbor. So that you're looking. So right now, you myself will talk for another even Judgment Day. They get called up for a coup. They will be there. And those ones that already finished hitting you get called up from 1990 up to now, they will be there. They will never stand. Even you get called back, can even take Labor and put Labor on his head.
Yeah.
They will never be there for him.
Yep. That's why it is.
So
maybe another time if I spend. But the fact of the matter is that the opposition blacks that are in that place, I know some of them, a lot of them would not vote for that particular nonsense called expulsion or suspension or whatever proceeding going through. They need to be vocal about it. They need to come together, speak to the Liberian people directly, put some pressure on this government to understand that this is not a priority here. It's a waste of time. There should be a joint meeting right now, publicly speaking to the people with a position. Let me tell you, maybe just yesterday, 2 lawmakers in the United States resigned for sexual-oriented issues. Okay, and their parties were they were speaking. Their parties were speaking. Both the Republican and the Democrat were speaking. At the end of the day, they saw the need to even ask their own people. They say, you know what? The evidence against you here is overwhelming. The best thing you do is you have to step aside. They did that. Because why? They stood with their people until they finally asked them to do that. You standing over there, Yeke Care, his lawyers today, asking you, where's can you present on anything? So you tell the member come with evidence, with his lawyers, the lawyer will be spectator just sitting there talking? Legally, this is a bogus case. You never had a police an outsider writing. This policeman, you can say police director, but he's an outsider dictating to the legislative branch of government what to do, and they are doing it. It's with the acquiescence of the president. That police worked for the president. He worked for the justice minister. It wasn't even the justice minister who's the chairman of the joint chief. I call it the chairman of the national security, but rather a police or nominal man down the chain. Because when you get a justice minister, you come down to the immigration before you come to police. That's the order over there. And then they're writing you don't see the signature of justice minister there, nothing. But you prosecuting them based on what a policeman is telling you. When the very policeman went to that border there, he never even spoke to the press over there. He put lifted on his left, he went over there and came back. And bouncing all around the place.
Well, that's it. Like I just said about AB, right now, even from all indications with the B Martin issue, you see the reason why they are buying the B Martin issue is because they feel that it is their own. It is the VP who talking about it. But what happened on February 20, I think February 25th, 2025, when the citizens were protesting and things happened, and they were beaten by the Liberia National Police. What happened then? Nobody cares. But today, because the vice president went there and said, "Oh, they go, the way they put, they go," so all of them now, they've been sorry in their heart. They are all pretending because they want job. They want to make it look like the vice president is overplus working. So again, that's the country, that is society for all. Good night to all of you. We see again on tomorrow by the grace of God. Think Liberia, build Liberia, and love Liberia.
The vice president signed under the B Martin thing, then you acting that he didn't even know what's going on. That's something come on, man. The mail sent it just a few weeks ago. He signed under the thing. Then he pretending he's standing over like there's some kind of man that know nothing about it. Everyone take care, man.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from there. The work with my life with Africa.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, I can't ask you to be say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo, and yes I know money, and more I know, and you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life with Africa. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.